Welcome to News Today, a PodNu service. Today is Monday, March 21, 2022, Central European Time. Boeing 737-800, a China Eastern Airlines plane with 132 people on board, crashed in a mountainous area of southern China on Monday. Flight tracking data and officials say the plane went down in midair and crashed. In Kunming, flight MU 5735 took off at 1:11 p.m. local time, 1:11 a.m. Eastern Time. It was supposed to arrive in Guangzhou in less than 2 hours, according to Flight Radar 24. After 2:20 p.m., the plane started to fall quickly. It came back up more than 1,000 feet for a short time before going back down again. During the 2-minute fall, it fell more than 25,000 feet. This kind of tragedy is extremely unusual, Richard Abalafia, a managing director at Aerodynamic Advisory, said of the plane's sudden, sharp drop from its cruising altitude. Chinese officials say they're going to the crash site in the Guangxi region to look for clues. Investigators will try to get back so-called black boxes, which store cockpit voice recordings and flight data. They are also likely to look at the plane's previous flights, maintenance history, weather data, and the health of the pilot. State media in China said that the crash had started a fire in the mountain. Fire and smoke were seen in the mountains in a video that was shared on social media. A piece of a plane was also seen near a dirt path. Officials in China haven't said if any passengers have died. China's deadliest plane crash since 1994 would happen if all 123 passengers and 9 crew members were killed, the Aviation Safety Network database says. It would also be China Eastern Airlines' deadliest plane crash ever, according to the database. The 737-800 is very safe. On Monday, the one that went down in China was the first one to fly. After 2 fatal crashes in 2018 and 2019, the world's Boeing 737 MAX planes were put on hold around the world. China Eastern Airlines made a statement on Weibo, which is the Chinese version of Twitter. They said that the plane had crashed and that there were a lot of people on board. People from the airline are going to the site of the crash and they've set up a hotline for people whose planes died in the crash. Officials in charge of air travel in the United States say they know about the plane crash and will help with the investigation, if asked. Most of the time, when there is an accident, the country where it happened is in charge of looking into the accident. Because Flight 5735 was made in the U.S., the National Transportation Safety Board would also be a part of the investigation because it was made in the U.S. As a manufacturer, Boeing and its regulator, the FAA, would be able to help. Our thoughts are with the passengers and crew of China Eastern Airlines Flight MU 5735, Boeing said in a statement. Boeing is in contact with the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board and our technical experts are prepared to assist with the investigation led by the Civil Aviation Administration of China. Websites and social media accounts for China Eastern changed their color schemes to black and white as a sign of sadness. Xi Jinping, the president of China, said he was shocked when he learned about the incident, state media CCTV said. He told China Eastern, a company based in Shanghai, to start looking for people who were on the plane when it crashed and to look into what happened. The last major plane crash in China that killed a lot of people was in 2010, when 42 people died on a Hunan Airlines flight. Boeing shares were down more than 4% on Monday. This is because Spirit Aerosystems, which makes 737 fuselages, lost 4.2%. There are more than 4,200 737-800s in use around the world, and 1,177 of them are in Chinese airlines fleets, which is the most of any country. Cirium, an aviation data and consulting firm, says that after the 2 crashes of the MAX, Boeing has been trying to get back its good name. It was put on hold around the world in March 2019 after the second of 2 crashes, which happened 5 months apart. Indonesia's Lion Air Flight 610 went down on October 29, 2018, and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 went down on March 10, 2019, both in the same year. A plane crash killed all 346 people on board. First, China put the MAX on hold after the second crash. The United States and most other countries let the planes back into service more than a year ago. Chinese regulators let the MAX fly again in December, with some changes, but the planes haven't yet been back in service. Boeing is getting ready to start delivering its best-selling MAX planes again to China, which is a big deal because airlines pay the bulk of the price of a plane when it's delivered. If Boeing cannot deliver 737s to China, it will be that much harder to reduce the company's 737 inventory, and this would likely make it more difficult to boost production from the 31 planes per month planned for this year, J.P. Morgan Boeing analyst Seth Seifman wrote in a note Monday. The plane that crashed on Monday was a 737NG, which is the model before the 737 MAX. Aircraft manufacturing flaws have cost the company $5.5 billion over the last 3 years, which has led to the company stopping 787 Dreamliner deliveries for most of the last 17 months.